Southerners that mock North and laugh at the travails they are going through are ignorant. Femi Fani Kayode. Femi Fani Kayode FFK took to his official Twitter handle to share an insight thought about the Southerners and the North. And so he says, Southerners that mock the North and laugh at the travails they are going through in the hands of terrorists are ignorant and short-sighted. The fire that is burning down your neighbor's house will end up burning yours. Will end up burning yours as well if you do not help him put it out. Stop gloating. Okay? Honestly, that's what I can say. Of course, a lot of reactions to this, but my first opinion about this is that Southerners, my G, only you can save yourself. No matter how much, that's my opinion. No matter how much people will tell you their influences, that choice for you to be like, no, I'm not gonna take this nonsense. That's it. Because when, not that you laugh, okay, you shouldn't mock somebody else's pain. Absolutely not. But I have a very, very strong feeling that with the south of the country, there's a little bit of desensitization with this kind of news and what goes on in the north. Why? Because it's consistent, and secondly, the government has done nothing about it. And so that does not mean or justify that we in the southern part of the country should be like, no, we don't agree, we're not going to laugh at you, that kind of thing. The thing is, because we're one Nigeria, we're going to bear the brunt of what is going on there. And that is why you'd have some people pushing for, for Nigeria to separate, because I should not be carrying, because that togetherness, that united front that we need to have, we don't have it. And so we don't feel any need to carry another person's pain. And in some ways it is detrimental, because again, with how you relate with other people, there's a certain level of sympathy that you should have. That on a moral standpoint, that's fine. But if change should happen there, like no matter, like, there's only so much the South can do. The people there need to wake up. I don't know, for me, I don't have enough experience to say this, but I feel there's a lot of disconnect. I don't know how. I think what needs to happen is an enlightenment. Not necessarily an enlightenment, but a huge, eye-opening level of awareness that we can influence, and then it becomes their choice to either stand up to the government and be like, what's going on? Because, again, if the South does not feel like it's their responsibility to put out the fire, it's not the responsibility, it's the government. And I think that's where we can come together, have one aim, and literally, hold the government accountable. But then, you talking to the Southerners as if they're the cause of the problem, my guy, like, it's not that. I will say there is a little bit of this sensitivity to these kind of news, because it's consistent in the North. And in the southern part of the country, we do things for ourselves. Don't get me wrong, we are under the same government, and of course there are double standards here and there, we understand that, but we don't have this sort of sort of ideology or sort of cultural pattern where one person speaks for all of us. Absolutely not. We are very vocal down here. And so if we want to make things trend worldwide, we don't need channels TV, we don't need NTA. No. We have our social media and we have technology, and we know how to harness that, because for you to make things trend worldwide, it means each person that has social media, using their social media platform, would either retweet, like, post, all that to make it trend, because again, we're all connected through technology, and so that's just what it is. So I believe that it's not the Southerners' job to, and I think it's a divisive tactic. It's such a divisive tactic, and it's not tactical, because again, it's the responsibility of the government. What should the South do? In fact, they are trying to protect themselves. So that's just what it is. And of course, this person got a lot of reactions. And this first person says, has the Northerners agreed that fire is burning them? And as much as it's sarcastic and as much as it's funny, it is very true. If they can't come out in numbers, realize their power, and realize that if they're getting burnt or not, how will they know, and how will they know that they should fix it? I think for change to happen there, massive change to happen there, it has to be a whole different level of enlightenment and a whole different level of awareness as to who their neighboring tribes are and the country they're living in. And it's so bad. Someone here says, story. We Igbos died in millions and now we support. And now we're supposed to cry for what they created for their one Nigerianism. All man should answer his father's name. Very, very true. Someone here says the North is its own problem. Banditry and terrorists has so many sympathizers in the North. Niger Delta communities were banishing known militants when militancy was on the rise in the region. Someone here says the South has been lamenting since 2015, but are the North really worried? You can cry more than the bereaved. Exactly. Only you can change. We can't. No matter how much you want to make somebody realize how much they're being scammed or how much they're in danger, they have to realize it for themselves. You are just an influence that caused that to happen, and so again, it's not our responsibility, and I think it's a divisive tactics. It's not the South, they're trying to protect themselves, and this one Nigerianism, we don't have a common value system. First of all, we are very, very different. We do not agree with each other. It's just Nigerian vibes. We're literally operating on vibes because, again, apart from, I think the only thing that Nigeria is sort of benefiting from is the entertainment industry that's really pushed Nigeria. That's come to the creative side, music, film, all that, and that's just it. But again, it's not the responsibility. It's like you're trying to make these people feel guilty by association. Who should feel guilty is the government, your people. So this talk that you're talking at the southern people, talk it to your government. That's it. Someone here says you have been compromised. Exactly. So your opinion does not matter anymore. Point blank, period. You've been compromised. So why should we take your word for it? This person continues and says, Northerners brought this upon themselves by pampering bandits, so they want us to mourn with them after they will go in our back and pay the same bandits. Exactly, just for a plate of porridge you sold your value. Very, very true. And I think, again, when they have this system of having one reputable person, one reputable sheikh or one reputable imam or whatever, speaking for the whole population, I feel like, yes, sometimes it can show, togetherness. It can show, that there's a system and they follow that, fine. But in that same way, it doesn't mean that every single person's view on that is highlighted. Because again, they might come here and say, you know what, this is wrong, but then they would go into forest and then their people that's meant to represent them would go and pay bandits. That doesn't make sense. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.